What? Who? It's your boy, and I'm back in this thing. Now I know you guys are like, what happened? Where have you been? It's been the whole summer. Chill. You know I only drop bangers, and at this time of the year there isn't too much content that hasn't been posted, but in a few months that's going to change. Why? Because NBA 2K20 is dropping. Now honestly, I've been waiting for 2K20 since the end of April, but I'm pretty sure 2K is going to find some way to let me down on this release. Since 2K has started working on 2K20, I thought it would be the perfect time to drop a video on what I would like to see in NBA 2K20, so I'm officially bringing you guys my NBA 2K20 wish list. Now guys, before we start the video, I need you guys to give this video a big thumbs up. I believe this video has the potential to do major numbers and blow up, so I need you guys to help so possibly one of the devs can see this. And you can help me by sharing this video, whether it's on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, and by getting this video a like and a comment. I really appreciate you guys looking out, and without further ado, let's get into the video. So the first thing I would like to see in NBA 2K20 is the return of park affiliations. I know you guys heard this one before, but I have a little twist on this. I would like to see 2K remove the neighborhood and bring back park affiliations. However, I would like to see more realistic park affiliations, possibly the addition of some real life parks such as the Rucker or Venice Beach. If that isn't possible, I would still love to see the addition of park affiliations just in a more realistic aspect. The neighborhood definitely brought some unique features to 2K, so I don't want to see them completely remove the neighborhood. I still love to walk into some stores, so I feel like 2K should bring back park affiliations as well as part of the neighborhood in the form of a shopping outlet, which would basically be a server, sort of how like you enter any up or daily spin, instead in the form of many stores being in one outlet. So it would basically be a neighborhood with your home and shopping locations located in it, with the ability to exit to one of the few new parks. Keeping the neighborhood in a separate server from the actual parks will increase the amount of games you would get in parks, since the current neighborhood server that we have now is mainly filled with people who are either in stores or in my career. Along with the return of park affiliations, I would love for each affiliation to have a different park event going at the same time. So one park may be hosting a double VC event, while the other park may be hosting a park after dark event, so 2K can focus on servers for each particular park, instead of like the past 2Ks where everyone would just join the park after dark server and completely lag out the whole night without getting a single game in. Now one thing 2K must stop in these park events is the layers. They either have to improve their servers or ban the layers. They also must stop boosters and people who hold their servers, or the park events won't mean anything like this year. They also have to fix the ability to join someone's park. It shouldn't take 5 to 10 times to join someone's park. They need to fix the subways or completely remove it altogether, and they must bring back the ability to see our win streak. Along with the return of park affiliations, I would love to see the return of Park Rival Day. Now they should make Rival Day double rep and also include unique rewards for milestones, like win milestones during the event. It should be a very short time frame to make sure no one reps up too fast, but also have serious rewards and punishments for losing individual games, which will definitely get a lot of members in the community to up their game. I would also love to see the return of park leaderboards, but in a different capacity, such as a ranking system. This helps so many low-key YouTubers gain a following, because people will see your name on the leaderboard and will check to see if you're a YouTuber of some sort, causing a lot of notable 2K YouTubers that we have today to blow up, such as Poor Boy Sin or Orlando and Chicago. But the ranking system should be based on the level of competition you play. So if you beat someone who isn't that good at the game, then your ranking goes up a tad bit. But if you beat someone who's ranked super high, try hard, sweat, then your ranking goes up a lot. This will stop a lot of people from running for competition and encouraging them to play sweats, as well as decrease the amount of high ranked players we see trying to play players who aren't that good at the game to boost their records. Another thing 2K must do is remove the rep by players' names. It takes me so long to get a game because everyone runs from me. Next thing I would love to see in NBA 2K20 is the removal of the road to 99. I think we can all agree that the road to 99 is terrible. There are certain aspects of the road to 99 that I actually like, such as the idea of the rebirth. The old way to rep up in 2K was through the park, as all things should be. We shouldn't be forced to rep up strictly in my career. That's extremely boring. I feel this is a major problem because most of the top rep players are running around park with a terrible win percentage. So yeah, I feel like the way to rep up should be through the park once again versus actual humans and not AIs. However, the devs must find a way to balance this so this won't become overpowered. And what I mean by this is the use of multiple players. I don't want to drop off a 96 overall post scorer just to see them leave the park and come back with a 96 slot. So yes, I believe the road to 99 should be removed, but I also believe that it has to be balanced out to where people can have multiple high overall players. If push comes to shove, I prefer to see the road to 99 rather than people running around with multiple builds of the same overall. Now, if you've been watching 2K TV, you will know that archetypes have been confirmed to return in 2K20, which is pretty bad for the community unless they make major changes to the archetype system. However, I would like to see one of my ideas for the archetype system in 2K20. I wouldn't mind seeing the return of dual archetypes. However, if dual archetypes do make a return, we should have the ability to upgrade any attributes to our personal liking. I think 2K should give us a set number of attributes and let us set it into our own categories. Like, think about this. Your archetype dictates your badges, but you get the freedom to upgrade your attributes to your personal preference. This would really separate the high IQ players from the low ones and also give each person a unique myplayer. And what I mean separate the high IQ players from the low ones is this. We all know someone's going to be dumb enough to create a slashing shark, but for some reason they would choose to max out their playmaking ability instead of their slashing ability. So while you may have a 94 3-point shooting and 85 ball control, you only have a 70 drive and dunk with gold posterized because you didn't decide to think it out. The perks of this is the ability to create an all-around, well-balanced player instead of being a sharp primary with the inability to do much else outside of your secondary art. Now as for takeover, I really have mixed emotions about this because I wanted to be in 2K20 because it gives me 2K16 vibes of the grand badge, and the removal of this will remind me of the worst 2K ever, 2K18, but it's so overpowered in the park, especially on twos. If you're a twos player, you will know how overpowered it is. If you're playing against a player like a pure post or a pure stretch and they get takeover, then it feels like it's the first to take over wins, especially if the post is doing push-offs in the paint or if the stretch is asking the big to hold a left trigger to get your body stuck on him. So if they can find a way to balance takeover, by all means do it, but if they can't find an effective way to do it during QA testing, then I feel it's best that it's removed or replaced in some capacity. Now as for stage, I really didn't play in stage too much this year. It didn't really excite me, but I feel one thing that will encourage a lot of people to return to the stage is the ability to gamble as much VC as you like. So for instance, if both teams agree to bet 50,000 VC, then they should be able to do so. This will bring the community together in an entirely different way. Could you imagine how much streamers will blow up next year with the ability to play high stake 100,000 VC games on stream? Now, next thing that 2K must improve on, one of the biggest, if not the biggest thing 2K must improve on, is glitching. There were so much glitches and cheese people used this year, such as the L2 cheese to get your body caught onto the big man, pushing, badge glitches, VC glitches, inbound glitches, animation glitches, mascot glitches, and it nearly killed the game altogether. It killed the meaning of grinding when people are getting badges instantly when others work hours for it, or the meaning for earning VC and getting to 98 for a mascot. Shoot, pushing kept some players out the game for months. It would just be so refreshing to bring back the meaning of grind in 2K and just fair play without having all of these glitches. Now for the gameplay, they need to improve the shot contest system badly. The ability to make a shot should depend on attributes, openness, and shot timing. I don't care how you place the last two, but attributes should matter the most. If you want to make threes, take good shots and make a shooter, for Christ's sakes. I swear 2K has me nearly contemplating on buying this version this year. In the case that I see a glass cleaner hit a 3 with a 52 contested shot, then I will be able to take the game back to the store the same day. 2K, hear me out. I do not want to play a game where the bigs get ripped less than the guards. Now that I've gotten that off my chest, let's get to the next thing on my wish list. Another thing I would love to see in 2K20 is better rep rewards. I don't want to see any of the old rep rewards that we've seen in the past 2Ks. It definitely would be cool to bring back the Mypark. Like, yes, we have it. Yes, it's still there. But people barely visit it. So my idea to save the Mypark is to just give us better rep rewards for it. Like, back in the past 2Ks, we had Jordan High Rise, things of that nature. So if we get better rep rewards for it, people are going to want to visit the court more. And to keep it very exclusive, We should be able to unlock a reward such as the My Court design to get the ability to purchase it, which is still keep it exclusive source of the capacity because people may unlock it but choose not to buy it to save BC, making it sort of cool to have it because you will be one of the only people with it. I would love to see the return of mascots, but I also would like to see the ability to use our rewards in an actual part like the jetpack in 2K17. Now, if you guys have been playing 2K19, you will know the mobile transportation on the game is only available in the streets of the neighborhood. You're not allowed to use it in a park, making it pointless because no one's going to look at the streets of the neighborhood when they're playing park games or looking for park games. In regards to mascots, give them a true to size hype fix because this year was a terrible year to be a 98 overall. Not only do you have to watch people who did not work for the mascot walk around the park in it, but if you were a mascot taller than 6'6", it's just pointless. Like you were shorter when you put on the mascot, so it's just like, why would I put on a mascot if it's going to make me shorter? It's just pointless. Like I'm not going to be able to defend as well. I kind of have mixed emotions on moving park rep because I do want more park games, but keeping park cars should still be in the game so we can check for win percentages of players only on our friends list. It should also make the park car viewable when a player sends a squad invite so you can determine whether or not you want to play with somebody, but don't make it viewable to the entire park because people will only check your win percent and run. I would also love to see post scorers be nerfed, but also bring skills back to the arc by including new animations to post scorers with over 85 post control, sort of like how playmakers and slasher get elite dribble moves and dunks. Some moves can include the James Wardy post spin and Hakeem the Dream Shake, or even some of Kevin McHale's post moves. I feel like post scorers were rightfully so one of the best arcs in the game because some of the best centers in the league are posts such as DeMarcus Cousins, Karl Anthony Towns, and Joel Embiid, but half of the players who use them on 2K aren't truly skilled and use cheese to win with them. They're easily the most overpowered build in 2K, so they must be nerfed next year. As for my career, I feel that it's better to remove the storyline and give each player a unique path to the NBA, starting from high school with college recruitment. I actually wouldn't mind playing a long high school and college season if our performance and teammate grades has serious implications on our draft stock. We should also have the ability to skip college and go to the G League or overseas to start getting paid now, or pursue a college career to get paid more once we enter the league. Please make it super difficult to get a good draft stock, to set the skilled players from others, or everyone will just be having the same experience, chucking up 40 shots with a D grade and becoming the #1 overall pick. Also wouldn't mind seeing the summer league in the game. Like that would be like a huge get for my career. I think that would keep a lot of people busy with a long high school and long college season as well as the summer league. And then people like, that's just like, they play so much my career by that point. And now they're just ready to get, like, once they did all that, now they're just ready to get into the actual season. It's going to be like, okay, boom, we had that experience now. We want to check out what else did my career have since it's so different this year. Next on my 2K wish list, after watching the finals, I would love to see 2K introduce a new badge for the gritty players who value on-ball pressure. Now, I know a lot of you guys see the forced turnovers by your teammate grade when you force the opposing ball handler to make a bad play, and I feel each arc should have this badge up to a certain level, but I believe they should create a new badge called Disruptor, which would be acquired by forcing turnovers. It would be such a hard badge to get because everyone does not play heavy on ball defense and pressure the opposing ball handler, so it would definitely be a nice, refreshing way to reward people who wants to win, and everyone wouldn't have the badge because forced turnovers aren't easy to come by, but the ones who do have it would be well deserved. Last but not least, look at the screen, man. In order to make 2K great again, we have to bring back CC. Yes, frequency vibration sister. Man, was she a dime. She was double cheeked up, man. My boy Vince, my boy Vic, y'all know she got me messing his name up. He was recording them cheeks. So we must bring her back, man. Simple. Now that's gonna wrap it up for this video. Don't forget, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, Please, I cannot stress this enough. This video is very, very important to me. Possibly the most important piece of content on my channel so far. So I would appreciate it if you could share the video, whether it's on PSN, Xbox Live, or social media. Don't forget to like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Let me know what you would like to see in NBA 2K20 in the comment section. It's your boy Pewdiepie Game, and I'm out. Peace.